Welcome to the TradeFormers Introduction to Automated Trading using the TradeFormers Launcher. This is Michael Horowitz speaking. So the TradeFormers Launcher is a radar screen indicator designed to help you create a automated trading system on the fly. The launcher system consists of a number of elements that we're going to review. One of which is the symbol launcher radar indicator, a TradeStation strategy workspace, which we call a template, and we're going to use OR Lexi for that. Some automation macros that makes things faster and more convenient in TradeStation. And in the end, we're going to end up with a bunch of robot workspaces together with a workspace with a trade manager window that you could use for system monitoring. So let's get to it. Here is TradeStation, a blank TradeStation. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a radar screen. In the blank radar screen, you have your standard columns. We're going to go here and we're going to insert an analysis technique, which is called the TradeFormers Symbol Launcher. And we'll see what that means. We'll add it, and we're going to go and format it. Now, this launcher does not have to update intra-bar. And you have a bunch of inputs that are set to blank. We won't go through the minimum price, minimum volume, and minimum change percentage. They're obvious. If you want to set thresholds that will prevent a symbol from being launched, you can enter the numbers there. And therefore, when you insert a big list into the symbol launcher and you just want to filter out some stocks. The more important things that we're going to cover is the template name, the list name, and the list name, the list file name, and why we have them and how they work. So we're going to just insert this with the default settings. When you do that, you end up with a new indicator like everything else. And if you were to type a symbol in here, okay, you see that you get the word launched. Now what we did is we set up the launcher just to make sure it was okay. So I've placed the a symbol in the launcher and I get the word launch, but nothing else has happened. To make something happen, you got to do a couple things. The first thing you have to do is you have to give it something to launch. Now, when we're talking about a launcher, we're talking about taking the symbol you enter and creating a workspace that's preloaded with strategies set up to trade the way you want to trade that symbol. So what we have to do now is create the template, and the template that we create, the name of it is going to go here. So let's create a new workspace and make it a chart, and we have a chart with, by default, 60 days. Just to make this a little faster, I'm going to give it 20 days. Now, a good template might be, let's insert a strategy. We'll put good old OR Lexi in here, and we'll format it, and we're going to tell it we want to do something real simple, a 1 bar, 5 minute OR breakout, and we're going to also give it a stop mode of 1 to exit on the OR low. So if we put Lexi in that, here we'll see ins and outs. We also, I think, want to put in an end of day exit on the long side. So that's good old EODLX. We don't need to format him, and now we'll make sure we're out at the end of every day. Now that takes us long. Let's put sexy in there as well. Good old OR sexy, and set her to be the same way we just set, with a 1 minute OR bar and a stop mode of 1, which is the OR high. And now we have Lexi and Sexy going. and I forgot to put in, it takes a second to compute here. Alright, and I'll put in the end of day exit for shorts, which is good old EODSX, and we don't need to format that. Okay, now this is now we set up as a workspace with 4 strategies, no analysis techniques. We're also going to turn it on with confirm off. And we're going to do one last thing, and that is we're going to go into Lexi and Sexy and set their template symbol to Berkshire Hathaway. And there's a reason for doing that. Whenever you have Lexi or Sexy in a chart and the chart has the template symbol that you have as this input, it means that it will suppress calculation. So we've changed the settings, but for X, US Steel, as soon as it computes, we'll get trades. But if we enter Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.A, Lexi and Sexy will do nothing. And that's so that this will load quickly. And you'll see why I do it. We choose Berkshire Hathaway because, for one thing, it has very low volume, so it loads fast. And for another thing, the price is so high, there's no way it's very difficult to accidentally buy shares. You're not likely to have enough money. So I'm going to save this workspace, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to put it on my C drive, which is a convenient place to put stuff, but you could put it anyway so long as you remember it. And I'm going to call this template.tsw. Now, and save it, and I happen to have one all there, and now I'm going to close it down. Okay, now I'm going to do one more thing to the launcher. I'm going to turn on macros with confirm off. This allows the launcher to do its thing. If this is unchecked, then the launcher will not cause the template to start up. If it is checked now, and we type in another symbol, let's say Apple, okay, we still see that it gets launched, and we need to set the template name here to C:\template.tsw, which is the template file we just created. And when we do that, the first thing we do is we see that our template gets opened up and we get this dialog box. Now we could say, click ourselves and say open with warning, and then the template loads and it puts Apple, and then it saves it as a tab with Apple, and you can go back to the launcher. I could enter a second Now, we mentioned that we have some automation macros for TradeStation. TradeStation will automatically give you that dialog box that we just had to click through when you open up a workspace that has strategies turned on. We have a way to defeat it, and that way is if we go to our C drive. After you install the launcher, you'll see you have a bunch of these arrow things, which are macros, and there's only 3 of them that you get, and one of it's called workspace warning. When that thing is running, you'll see it down here, and if you mouse over it, you'll see it says workspace warning. But now when we enter a symbol, okay, we automatically click through that dialog box. So now we got some automation going. So we got 2 symbols. We could load whatever. We could insert the entire S&P 500 and launch all those. by doing an insert symbol list and picking up a symbol list. If you do this, you're going to launch every symbol that's in the list, so you better be sure what you're doing. And by launching it, you're going to get live strategies with the name of the symbol in the tab. Now, to see what's going on here, I'm going to open up a Trades Manager window, and I'm going to show strategy positions. And you see I have my Google and my Apple positions. The strategies match, and I'm flat in both. As the day progresses, I will get trades and it will be reported here in the Trade Manager. I now can save this as my launcher, and I have a little baby trading system. So we'll get into some of the other details of how to control and use the launcher in the next session.